This is a 2018 Ford Explorer, and it's here today for some routine maintenance. We're going to service the transmission on this style vehicle. All that really entails is a drain and fill. There's no serviceable filter. There's no transmission pan on this vehicle. I'll show you when we get up in the air. This is a super easy preventative maintenance that you as a vehicle owner can do at home. You don't need a hoist or any fancy tools. However, we have a hoist, so we're going to utilize it. Okay, so with the hood open on the vehicle, I went ahead and I stuck a little light in here to help illuminate things. And you're going to look in this gap right here, just to the left of the air box. And if you look down there, that right there is the cap for the fill port for the transmission. On the bottom side of that cap, there's a dipstick. And you might not see that yellow writing on top there. I went ahead and I took a rag and I wiped that down so you can see it. Yours might just look black from all the grime and whatnot. This vehicle's got 100,000 miles on it. So let me see if I can get that out of there. And we'll just see where the level is at right now. And about halfway on the stick. So it's, like I said, this vehicle's been sitting for about an hour. This particular transmission fluid expands a lot when it warms up. So there's no doubt in my mind that that was probably up near the full mark. Service data says a drain and fill on this transmission should take 4.5 quarts. So we've got 5 quarts here. Let's get it up in the air and let's get the fluid drained out of it. Okay. Looking up at the bottom side of the transmission, near the front of the transmission, this right here is the drain plug. This is an 11mm hex. And you just pull that bolt out and let the fluid drain out. We're going to be catching it in this bucket that's got units of measurement on it just for fun. We don't need to. We know it takes 4.5 quarts, but I always like to do this just to see the quality of the fluid and the quantity of the fluid. And this bucket is listed below in my Amazon links. So some transmissions you'll find don't have a dipstick, and you can look it up on Google, or Service Data will tell you how many quarts to put in. It's just nice to have a bucket like this because you can measure what came out of it. And if there was no transmission issues happening and you're just doing it as preventative maintenance, then you know if 5 quarts come out, put 5 quarts back in, you know? So it's just nice to have. And I'm just rambling now. I do that. And now we just wait until that fluid is down to a drip. Okay, we've slowed to a drip, and it took exactly a gallon, 4 quarts. So it was about a half quart low. So let's put the plug back in it, get it down, and fill it up. The threads on this bolt, or plug, if you will, are pipe threads. So basically they're tapered to get tighter. As you thread it in, it'll seal it. An important thing to remember is this isn't a fastener that's holding something together. This is simply a pipe plug that's sealing a hole. So you don't need to tighten the crap out of this thing. Just hand tight. There's a spec for it, but just use some common sense. I know what you're thinking. Common sense isn't common. Because if it was, everyone would have it. And they don't. Okay, let's get the car down and fill it up. So to fill it up, I'm going to use this fancy flexible funnel. And if you don't have one of these, I bought this on Amazon. I'll put a link to it down below in the description of the video. But if you don't have one of these funnels, you can just take the air box off and get it up out of the way, and you can use a traditional funnel, shorter funnel that'll fit in there. But I recommend you go on to Amazon through my link, because I'm an Amazon affiliate, and buy one of these funnels. It's worth it. And this is the fluid that it calls for right here. This is the only fluid that should go in this transmission. And because 4 quarts came out, we're going to put 4 quarts in it and run it. Service Data says to drive it for 20 minutes to get the transmission nice and warm, and then check it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 4 quarts in it. I'll go out and drive it for 20 minutes, and check the fluid level, and if it's still a little bit low, well, we'll add another half a quart, and I suspect it will be. And if you, this whole transmission holds 12 quarts of fluid, so if you really wanted to make sure that you cycled all the fluid through the transmission, you're going to want to do this 3 times. Okay, we got all 4 quarts in there. We'll put our dipstick and our cap back on. A bit of a tight fit. Okay, let's go dry this thing, and I'll bring you guys back here when I do a recheck on the fluid. Okay, we're back from our 20-minute test drive, and let's have a look at the fluid level here. And it is definitely low. We'll give it a minute. I'm going to pour that half quart in it because it definitely needs that. And then we'll let it sit here for a minute to drain down. I'm just going to get a light. Make sure that that funnel is going where it's supposed to go. We're not going to make a mess. Okay, our 5th quart, we're going to pour half of it in there. Okay, there's a half quart. So I'm going to give this about 5 minutes to let all the fluid in the transmission settle to the bottom, and then we'll recheck it and go from there. This should be good now. Let's pull our funnel out of here. And let's check it again. We're right at the full mark. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're right at the full mark. So we're good. So 4.5 quarts is the magic number for this. So late model, this one being a 2018. I believe it's 2013 and up. Ford Explorer, transmission service, drain and fill, whatever you want to call it. Super easy. You can do it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate you.